Hi everyone, it's jamiezebra23 chat. So this video is going to be about the time that I dated a senior citizen. Yes, a senior citizen. It's not what you think. It's not what you think. So first off, I'm going to call him K because his name starts with a K. Yeah, this guy, I met this guy. I was waitressing in a bar and this guy came in. Like he was acting like really, so this guy is, I'm just going to set the scene. So this guy's about 5'8", white guy from Louisiana. He's an Aquarius. Oh man, this guy, he won't, I wish that we were still friends. I wish that we could still hang out with each other and spend time with each other, but like he's done with me. He never wants to talk to me again. Oh man, this guy's so much fun. Okay, so just imagine me and this professional guy like hanging out, like going out, hanging out places. He loved it because okay, so I'm not laughing because he's a senior citizen or because we were an odd couple. I'm laughing because we had so much fun together. Like it was never a dull moment. So I met Kyle in a bar. So Kyle, oh fuck. I met Kay in a bar. Okay, so I met him in a bar. I was waitressing. So he came in and was talking about his ex. His ex did him in. She used him for breast implants. Like she just screwed him over. That like, yeah, he bought her new dresses every day. That as soon as he'd get his paycheck, it would be gone because she's bought all this stuff. And he's just talking, he goes, I don't even know how to kiss. He goes, will you teach me how to French kiss? And I'm like, you're not supposed to be drinking when you're waitressing because of TABC, but I was drinking shots. They may or may not have been of water, so I'm not incriminating myself at all. So I'm just sitting there laughing hysterically. And this guy, every time I bring him a drink, he's tipping me 50 and hundreds. So the drink is like $7.95, $12.95. And he's like, I'm like, are you sure? So I'm like, you know, taking that money and I'm stuffing it in my bra. I'm like, yeah, keep talking, Kay, keep talking. So he's like, but this guy has got me laughing so hard, guys. My ribs are hurting. This guy is so funny. So what's supposed to be a sob story, he's making it like so hilarious because he's like he's wearing these glasses and he's like all wide-eyed. And he goes, do you know how to kiss, French kiss? I was like, yeah. He goes, I don't, can you teach me? I'm like, no. He goes, let's just try. So he literally, this is gonna, if you guys have a weak stomach, just plug your ears right now. So he literally grabbed the back of my head, put it to his head, and just went. He was BSing me. Of course he knew how to French kiss. I'm like, oh my God, that's so gross. I was like, so grossed out. So he tips me some more. He's like, it's okay. You're not that grossed out, are you? I'm like, okay, thanks, Kay. So he's like, what's your favorite restaurant? Like, what's your favorite meal? So at the time I was in Houston, Texas. So I'm like, Papacitos, because that's my favorite food. Papacitos, the filet mignon, fajitas with the crab stuffed shrimp. Oh yeah, they've got this garlic butter. Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. That's why I don't want to do mukbangs because I get really, yeah, I like my food. Yeah, especially something like that. So I told him, somehow he remembered. Okay. So he called like one of those food delivery services and he had it delivered to the place I was working. I was like, what the hell? And I was like, oh my gosh, wow. So I went out, put it in my car, and I was like, oh my gosh, this guy's so nice. So then he's like, well, what size shoe do you wear? I'm like, yeah, I wear this size shoe. You know, because he was like comparing our foot size because we were the same height. So I just figured, I didn't think anything of it. Next thing you know, he's bringing shoes to the club, bringing clothes to the club, bringing bras and this and that and gift cards and all sorts of things. I'm like, oh my gosh, thank you, Kay. So my boss was getting mad because every time Kay showed up, I wasn't working. I was just hanging out with him. You know, I can't hang out with him. I got to be on the floor working, you know, like, you know, going, taking orders, that's my job. And even some of the girls were mad at me because, you know, they worked in there, you know, dancing. And they were like, she's taking our customers. Because it seemed like every table I would go to, the guys would want me to stay and they would send other people away and stuff like that. You know, because I'm I'm antisocial like on the street, but like in a bar setting, a nightclub setting, I'm not so nervous like I would be like it was just one-on-one like on the street. So Kay So I end up getting fired. And Kay's like, don't worry, I'll pay your bills. I was like, for real? Like, you've already done a lot of things. Like, for real? He's like, yeah. So Kay's paying my bills. This is before I had kids, guys, so nobody judge me. So Kay's paying all my bills. Kay's coming over, buying me all sorts of things, buying me like delicious meals every day. We're like going to like so this is not a regular kind of senior citizen. So I know maybe, I don't know how old you guys that are watching, but when I was younger, I would think of like, if somebody told me a 55-year-old man, I would think like an elderly man. No, this guy worked out. This guy had a nice body. This guy was, yeah, this guy knew everything. Like he was an expert. I asked him, I was like, are you just like, have you just been with a lot of women, or where did you get this knowledge? Yeah. He was like, I watch a lot of porn. I was like, you learned all that from porn? He goes, yeah. I was like, wherever you learned it, thank you. Thank you. Oh, thank you. So he's a very skilled man. Like, yeah. So I'm like catching feelings for this senior citizen. We're going places and people are like, are you his nurse? Are you his daughter? So like I would sleep over at his place, and like, you know, my makeup, I would sleep in my makeup, and then we'd wake up to go to breakfast at like really upscale places the next day. I'm like, I don't feel good, you know, look how I'm dressed, like my makeup's all messed up and it's half on, half off. So he'd be like, no, we're going. And he'd like grab me by the wrist and we'd go to the car. He's like, come on, we're going. So Kay, we were in this really nice restaurant for breakfast, like really, really nice place, probably like one of the nicest places I've ever been. My makeup's all messed up. I got an eyelash gone. It looks like he pulled me out of the freaking gutter. So the waiter comes and he's like kind of staring at me a little bit, like, what can I get? He's like, Kay goes, do you like her makeup? To my face. He grabbed my face like that and goes, hey, look, do you like her makeup? He said he did it himself. He said to the waiter that he is a makeup artist. Do you like my work? And I'm like, whoa. So Kyle was very like, I don't think he realized his strength, because when he would touch me sometimes it was very rough. So I was, you know, trying to take a gulp of water, and then when he's like, all that happened, I spit out the water all over the table, and it came out of my nose. So Kay is there, and he's like, oh, he goes, can you help her? She's all messed up. Here, wipe her nose. I'm like, no, I can do it. He goes, no, have him wipe it. I'm like, no, I can do it. So I grabbed, of course, the napkin. I'm like, I can wipe my own nose. So yeah, so just bizarre things like that. So then we went to a sports bar downtown by the soccer field. So we're there, and I guess his team, he was obsessed with LSU. I never even knew who they were until I met him. But yeah, he's obsessed. I think he went to LSU as well. But he was obsessed with that. So his team lost or something happened, and I'm just sitting there, you know, minding my own business, and these people are walking by, and of course everyone's staring because we're an odd couple. So all of a sudden Kyle goes, that's messed up, and he like with two hands like shoves me, and I literally fall out of the booth like and hit the floor like on my butt. He didn't mean to push me, guys. Like, don't think he was like, he didn't mean to. So I'm just like down there, like just, you know, on the floor, just like, oh my gosh, you know, it's okay, kitty. So I'm there like on the floor, like just like in shock kind of, but also about to cry because I'm like, I was startled. So these people came over. They're like, are you okay? And one whispers in my ear, like, what's going on? Like, what are you doing with him? Do you need a ride somewhere? Do you want us to call you a taxi? Is everything okay? I'm like, yeah, he's my boyfriend. They're like, honey, he's not your boyfriend. What's going on? I'm like, he's my boyfriend. They're like, do you need money or something? I'm like, no, and he gets up and he's like, this is messed up. I'm sick and tired of racism. I'm sick and tired of this. I had to deal with this my whole life. And so he's going off, and keep in mind, these are black people that are telling me like, are you okay? So I think he was like trying to pull off like a line from The Color Purple. I've had to fight my whole life. I had to fight my daddy. I had to fight my brothers. And I ain't fixing to fight my husband too. So he was like going off at like they're racist and they've oppressed him. So he's like, yeah, I got this in Louisiana too. I'm sick and tired of this racism. I should be free to be with who I want to be. I mean, for God's sake, slavery's over. And he's like, he's acting as though he's the black one. So the group of black people, they're like, just like looking at it like, he's crazy. And one of them, I believe that's what they said. They were like, he's crazy, he's crazy, he's crazy. So everybody in the sports bar is looking at us, the game's on, they want us to shut the hell up. And it's like a big thing. He goes, that's it. I'm not gonna be where I'm not welcomed. Check, please. He's like, come on, I'm sick and tired of this. So we end up leaving. So that was so this went on for a long, long time. I mean, I introduced him to my friends. They were all like, Jamie, what's going on? They're like, yeah, they're like, you know, I know you, you know, you're really nice and you'll be with anybody. But is this really what you should be doing? They're like, he's kind of weird. He was just really funny. Like, he wasn't weird. He's actually a very normal guy, but he's just got like a really incredible sense of humor. Like the kind of person that can turn any kind of negative into a positive, that can laugh at their own jokes, that can laugh at mistakes, that can do anything. A really good person to be around. I tried to reach out to him a few times, and I think I burned that bridge because I used to be kind of bratty, but he's a really incredible person. I know all my exes watch my videos, so if Kay, you're watching this, I still want to be friends. We can still be friends. I don't need any money, so don't worry. It won't be like that. But yeah, I miss you as a friend. So yeah, so that was the time I dated a senior citizen. Oh, I also met his adult children who were my age. And they were like, what's going on? They're like, I don't, you know, what's going on? They're like, Dad, I don't know what this is. Like, what's happening here? And he goes, is it because you don't like her because she's half black? His kids were like, no, that's not, like, his kids were like dumbfounded. Like, why would you even say that? Like, why are you saying that? Because he was like freaking out. He's like, is it because she's half black? I'm like, well, he's like, only half of her is black. So do you just hate the black half? And then he'd be like, and then he'd look over at me. So he was like on Skype. And he'd look over at me. He's like, hey, they hate the half black part of you, Jamie. So just hide that part. They were like, Dad, I gotta go. They would click off. But like but he wasn't serious about any of it. He was just joking around. In fact, I think he prefers black women. So he's not a racist or anything like that. I believe, if I remember correctly, he was like, I think he was like shouting to one of the children or to his ex-wife, see, this is why I divorced you, because you're not black. Yeah, this guy, but he was just saying it for shock. Have you guys ever seen the show Curb Your Enthusiasm? He's basically Larry David. That's Kay, summed up into one. He's Larry David. Yes. If you guys have not seen it, look up a clip. He looks like Larry David, acts like Larry David, but has more hair. All right, guys, jamiezebra23 chat. Ta-ta for now.